Hi guys, Jonathan Royle here again with lesson 8 of your introduction to stage and street hypnosis. As I said before, there is obviously a lot more that you learn through experience, and also you can learn by going on courses, whether it's with myself or any of the other great experienced guys out there. The point is obviously through these little videos, it's just not the same as personal one-to-one tuition. But anyway, that aside, if you watch all the videos and look at the video links that I've mentioned and look at the accompanying written material, that's all free, and you will find that your success rates increase. Believe me, because there's never any failure. It's always their fault. You can always do a hypno trick instead. Speaking of which, with this particular edition of the video lesson, you'll have the opportunity to download from this source or email us for a PDF entitled Hypno Tricks, Secrets of Pseudo and Fake Hypnosis, that are all stunts that are guaranteed to work with anyone, anytime, any place, anywhere, look like hypnosis. The audience watching imagine and believe truly that they've experienced and watched hypnotic phenomena. The people taking part believe it's hypnosis, and yet no genuine hypnosis is ever used. They're body tricks. These are useful on people who are not responsive or come out of trance, so you always look good, but they can also be used as convincers prior to getting difficult subjects into a state where now they believe in you because something's genuinely happened to them, that they will then actually go under. And the password for that PDF to open it is either Hypnotricks, HYPNOTRICKS, or Hypnotrick, HYPNOTRICK. Cool. Have a look at that, and that's got some really cool information in there for you. To answer the question I've been getting emails about of, can you make people do or say things they don't want to do when they're hypnotized? The answer is yes, but why would you want to? That would be illegal and immoral. Stick by the laws. However, as a demonstration that was done in the context of a TV show, and people knew that something, they had to try and stop themselves, basically revealing their confidential computer passwords. So for Channel 5, I hypnotized a few of the staff in the Gadget Show's production office, and if you go to YouTube and find the username Hypnotorious, HYPNOTORIOUS, and you'll find the clip, The Gadget Show, Jonathan Royle, Stage and Street Hypnosis and NLP, and you'll see me making people reveal their passwords. It didn't work on everyone, although just out of interest, one of the people who it didn't work on, when she then told me what it was, I put her back under, made her forget that she told me, so technically I got 2 out of 3 right, because after filming she didn't realise she told me. Unfortunately, they chose not to broadcast that. And again, this illustrates that the hypnosis takes place before the show, which you see a little clip of. However, when it comes to it, it looks like I just walk up to people randomly and put them under. This is what happens with real street hypnosis shows. Okay, that covers that. When you awaken them from trance, and this is being filmed, your stage show's being filmed, or your street is being filmed for possible television and internet usage, then ask them a few questions. How much better do you feel now? Not, do you feel better? How much better you do feel now? So they say they feel good. You've then got it on camera that they feel fine. You've got your evidence that they can't claim against you in future for psychological damage, because you've also got your proof of your pre-talk and having kept to all those things. And you ask them, you say, have you been hypnotized before? They say yes or no. You say, what did it feel like to you? Whatever they say, it doesn't matter. Would you ever be hypnotized again in future? Cool. Ask them some questions like this, and then you are collecting data. You are researching the effects of hypnosis on volunteers. And therefore, Section 5 of the 1952 Hypnotism Act comes into play, which says, nothing in this Act shall prohibit the demonstration of hypnosis for scientific or research purposes. In other words, you then are exempt, legally exempt, as long as you are collecting data and doing research with the intention to publish your findings in the future, then you are exempt from the 1952 Hypnotism Act. However, you should still give the pre-talk about the health and safety and the health conditions. You should still awaken them properly. You should still pay attention to the person's safety, because they're covered by duty of care laws, and if you harm the person, you could still get done for negligence and injuring them psychologically or physically, whether you're exempt from the 1952 Hypnotism Act or not. This just means that then you don't need to apply for a licence to perform from the local authority. However, in terms of licensed premises, the Licensing Act 2003 has superseded some of the sections of the 52 Hypnotism Act. Now, it's true to say that a show or demonstration presented strictly for scientific and research purposes only is exempt from these laws. However, try convincing some licensees of that, because if they break anything of the Licensing Act 2003, they could face a £10,000 fine and/or 6 months in jail. So clearly that's why most venues don't want to book hypnotists who are now relying on research or scientific purposes loopholes. Also be warned that private members clubs are no longer exempt. You do need to apply for a licence for private members clubs due to the wording of the Licensing Act 2003. More about that if you come and see me in person, or perhaps in future videos. But trust me, the Licensing Act 2003 basically means even every venue with a licence to sell alcohol needs to apply for permission for a hypnotist under the 1952 Hypnotism Act, unless of course it's a demonstration for scientific or research purposes only, or it's a demonstration for the giving of hypnotherapy and helping people. Then they are exempt. They're not classed as entertainment. So get your questions answered at the end. On stage, I often get them to fill in a questionnaire that you'll have seen the wording for in my book that you downloaded for free from the homepage of hypnotherapycourse.net. And you've got all this video evidence then. That's your research. That's your research that you're keeping on file. And that's the information that you later then publish. This is where another loophole could come in, because it's legal on the streets to trade on the streets, make money and sell magazines as long as they are published at least 4 times a year, a minimum of quarterly. So you could publish a self-hypnosis, teach yourself self-hypnosis and self-help magazine that each issue publishes some of your findings from your previous research, which was for research and scientific purposes, thus meaning that you're exempt from the 1952 Hypnotism Act. You then could be selling this, and it gives you, if you sold some, you could make money. Obviously, also, you could give it away if you wanted, but in the actions of promoting this self-help magazine, which is for using hypnotherapy on themselves, which again is exempt from the 1952 Hypnotism Act, you could approach people and say, hey, we've just got this magazine for sale, or we're giving it away as a special promotion, this month's edition. It's about helping change your life with self-hypnosis, and you know, hypnosis is a wonderful, powerful thing. It's great. It makes you feel good. Do you fancy, we're just filming some future research, or we're filming stuff for a possible TV show, do you fancy trying a few experiments? When they say yes, you've got the consent, and you're back to the start of these videos again, but in a manner where you've got video proof that it wasn't for entertainment, it was for research and scientific purposes, where you're researching the effects of hypnosis in an entertaining manner. There's a whole lot more to it than this, because for stage hypnosis shows, of course, you've got to advertise to get people there, whereas on the street you're just approaching people. But if you're promoting a magazine that's published at least 4 times a year, that is a proof that you're publishing the research of the data that you've been collecting, which makes you exempt from the 1952 Hypnotism Act, and it also could make you money if you wanted it to, or it's a great promotional tool to give away that could lead to bookings for therapy or stage shows and what have you, which makes it into a viable business and promotional tool. It's also a nice credible factor that you're promoting it, making it easier to get the people under, because you're doing research for a magazine. It gives it credibility and belief, and also it gives you that feel-good factor, and covers you. There's some more to that, but I'm going to put that in the next lesson, which is lesson 9. See you soon.